So let's try to understand how this can be done like in a more realistic setting so that the algorithm actually works, it doesn't fail. Okay, so the general approach will remain the same. You will have this input image where, let's say, we are interested in person detection, and you can see like it's very crowded. So what we want to do is we want to detect all these individuals standing on the street or doing whatever they are doing. So what we do is we start with a bounding box, and we do the same thing. We scan all the possible locations. Okay, now while doing that, we don't use the template. Now coming back to, we have covered like a lot of algorithms for feature extraction, right? We covered classical approaches, we covered CNN based approaches. Now we make use of those approaches, and we'll see like how features are very, very useful. So what you do from that location, you extract feature, no template matching. Okay, for example, HOG could be like one set of features. It could be SIP features. It could be CNN based features. It's up to you. There are a lot of options out there. Then what we do is we try to classify those features. So instead of template matching, now we are doing classification, which is much more powerful than template matching. Okay, so what will happen at each location where you are placing your bounding box, you are just trying to identify using this classification algorithm whether that object is present or not. So the algorithm remains the same, the one we discussed for the naive approach. The only difference is we extract features and use those features for finding out whether object is present or not. And then some post-processing is required, which I will talk about. That's really important. Okay, so let's start. So you scan all the possible locations. Let's say this is your detection window. This slide, and you inspect all the windows. So in this case, you can see like your window size is kind of fixed. Now the issue is the persons who are closer to the camera. You can see like you need a bigger bounding box, and persons like far away from the camera, you need a very small bounding box. Okay, so now you can understand like where I'm going with this. We were talking about SIF features. So what did we do there to solve this? We try at different scales. Okay, so we created like that. That's called the pyramid, right? We do exactly the same thing. We create pyramid, and to create pyramid, what we'll do is we try to scan the images at different resolutions. Okay, so this is just showing that okay, for the close by people, you have bigger bounding box. People which are far away, you need a smaller bounding box. And what you do is you resize your image. You resize your image, but you keep the size of the bounding box same. You don't change that. Okay, you keep reducing. And you will create like a scale space pyramid exactly the way you were doing for SIF features. So this is like a bigger resolution, and this is your detection window. Now you can see that in the highest resolution image, you're actually trying to detect the smallest scale of your object. Okay, and the idea is if you are using this detection window, and this is, let's say, matching one particular individual, so that will be like height and width of that individual, right? But if you're using the same detection window on this scale, which is on the top, then you can see that the actual size of that person is much bigger than that. So although like this is kind of an inverted pyramid, but the scale at which you're detecting your objects, it's actually kind of reversed. Okay, so the top one will detect like bigger scale objects, and the bottom part of the pyramid will detect like smaller scale objects.